Con. Oh, what's going on? Shalom. For the 12 strides scattered abroad. Right, it's your brother Kadar lot.
Brother Ezekiel W. Detroit.
Right, we're going to a video on the kingdom of heaven. All right, so we're going to a video on the kingdom of heaven. There's a lot of times, our people, we don't really talk about the kingdom of heaven. We talk about Esau going to slavery. We talk about, the second wilderness. We talk about, kingdoms of all the other nations, the Romans, the Greco-Romans. You got damn Egypt, Assyrians. We go into all the different kingdoms except our kingdom, right? And the future kingdom of heaven. All right. I want to grab a real quick preset, share my screen. All right. Let's get the book of Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. All right. Let's get the book of Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. Start at 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day, and a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day to go after other gods which ye have not known. So we know ultimately, right, the kingdom of heaven is coming when? Post second wilderness, right? Post second wilderness, post seventh seal, post Jacob's trouble, post resurrection. Okay, we're gonna get the kingdom of heaven after destroying and subduing Gog and Magog in Ezekiel the 38th chapter and the 39th chapter, right? And then we're gonna have them and take them, put them in captivity, right? Destroy them, Joel the second chapter, right? And then make them go build up the kingdom of heaven after destroying the weapons of war, also in the book of in Ezekiel. Okay. So after this, now we have the kingdom of heaven. Okay. Now, the Most High always told us from the beginning, right? The Most High literally said that He says things from before on purpose. Right? That's what prophecy is. He sets things up. He tells us things before it happens. And the Most High said, if you keep the commandments, you're going to be blessed. Right? You're going to be blessed. Now, if we know through the Spirit, like it says in Hebrews 8:8, right? Jeremiah 31:30, they're going to get a new body, right? Philippians 3:21 says we want to get a body like Yahweh shot, right? First Thessalonians 4:11 on down talks about us being caught up with Yahweh shot in the air, right? So we're going to get a new body, right, with the laws on our inward parts and our heart, mind, and our soul. Like the Lord said in Ezekiel 20, verse 35 on down, He's going to cleanse us and put a new spirit within us, man. So we're going to have a complete fullness, a full so-called download of a new body and a new spirit. And guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, that's when we're going to get the complete big thing, man. We're going to get the complete blessing. So we never sin, and we never break the law, and we never worship other gods. And the Most High said we're going to be blessed. Now, we never sin. That's an eternal blessing, an infinite, right? A continuous blessing that's going to be upon the children of Israel forever. Okay? Just like when we couldn't keep the commandments, just like when we went off. What do we have to go through? We've been cursed since since the time of Israel, man. Hey man, look what Joseph, look what Israel had to go through in his life. Look what Israel's son had to go through. Joseph, he was selling them for the throw them away. That's the curse of hating your brother, right there. Deuteronomy 28:54 on down, right? We were subject to the nations. Deuteronomy 28:48, man. Hey, even since man been born, hey, we've been having to deal with the curses, man. Right? We've been literally having to deal with the sins and the yoke of Adam. So in the kingdom, man, we're not gonna have to deal with no so-called eternal curse. We've been dealing with the curses since Assyria, Egypt, Babylon, right? The Medo-Persians, Greece, Rome, America, Ishmael, sub-Saharan slave trade, Moab, right? The Han dynasty and the Ming dynasty. We got sold on this on the Silk Road to Ishmael, man. Right? You got the East sub-Saharan slave trade. You got the West Coast slave trade, 1619. You got Northern Kingdom going to slavery in 1492 under Hernan Cortez, man. So we've been dealing with the curses eternally forever, man. In the kingdom, we're gonna have an eternal blessing, and an eternal, forever centrifugal force of righteousness, man. All right. I'm gonna get one more. Right. I want to get one more in Deuteronomy. Sorry, 28. I'm gonna start at 1. Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So if you keep the commandments, you're going to be set above on high. You're going to be set above all the nations, which we are. We know we are. But the Most High has to set us up. Yeah, Jake. Okay, you're good at throwing the football. Okay, yes, you can run a 4-4, a 4-2, a 4 flat. Okay, yeah, we get that. You got a 45-inch vertical. We see that. Yeah, we're above all nations. But when did the Most High, right, set us above all nations? When did he set us on high? Right, in the kingdom of heaven. That's what's going to happen. He's going to set us up. Okay? Now, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So we're truly going to be blessed, and they're going to come upon us and overtake thee. I mean, when the last time Jake been overtaken with blessings? Never. When the last time my brother said, "Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, right now I'm being overtaken with the blessings"? I never heard a brother say that. I've never seen that in any scripture, any account. When did Daniel ever say, when he was the president, the third under Cyrus or the Persian king, and said, "Yeah, you know what? Hey, the blessing's been overtaking me. The water, Cyrus, the water, the anointed, the water, Xerxes, Darius." No, right? We never had the blessings overtaking us, man. Right? So we're going to get the blessings to overtake us if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So the main first message is, if you want the kingdom of heaven, you have to keep the commandments of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai and the faith. That's Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. Okay. So you have to keep the commandments to get the kingdom of heaven. He tells you here in the law how to get the kingdom of heaven, and he explains it and he illustrates it like a poetry, like a beautiful picture, better than Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, right? And he paints it all throughout the rest of the Bible. All right. Well, what you got it, brother?
Khan, go to let me get the book of and Shalom Israel. Give me the book of Second Ezra chapter 2 and start at verse 13, right? Because this is a topic that we talk about, we fantasize about, we imagine, but we're always thinking about Jacob's trouble. We always think about our own travails, adversities, and trials that we go through within this life. And we also got to think about the faith that we need to come. Going into the last days or the latter days. We obviously in the last days right now. For those who have ears to hear, but nevertheless, what about the kingdom of heaven? What's that going to be like? What's going to transpire? What's the environment? What will we be like? Will we have the same nature? These are the things that we got to constantly think upon and go over, right? What do y'all saying about Matthew 18 and verse 3? You got to be as a little child in this thing. You got to continuously go over this thing. You always got to, like the brother Ariah says, from time to time, you got to constantly be a student. You got to constantly go over certain things, revisit them, have them in your mind, and sharpen yourselves, right? And this understanding, right? But bring that out, King.
God, he says Second Ezra 6.
2 and 13.
That's right here.
God, it's the book of Second Ezra 2 and verse 13, and it says, "What? Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch." Right? And that's a commandment, right? Essentially. Right? How do we know that? Start at verse 1. Second Ezra 2 and 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, I brought this people out of Egypt, and I gave them my commandments by my servants the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsels." So there are certain men with the spirit of the Most High God, or what the world knows as the Holy Spirit, that the Most High has used to set up certain counsels, certain understandings, certain visions of prophecies for us to follow. Right? Jump back down to verse 13. And what was one of the main things that we got to do? It says what? We have to go and go and you shall receive, pray for a few days. Not just for myself, but for all of us. We always got to continuously examine and wonder, am I praying for a few days? Am I really hoping for the end? Am I really waiting for, this new job? Even though I know this prophecy is coming to pass, this prophecy. No, you got to pray for a few days. You got to pray that, this place goes on faster. You got to pray that the Most High, saves, yourself, your household, the nation of Israel. You got to pray for these things, right? Because did not Yahweh shall say in the Luke the 18th chapter, shall not the elect cry unto him day and night, and shall not the Lord avenge his own elect? Gravely paraphrasing verses 7 and 8. It says the day may be shortened because it's madness living in this place. It's hyperinflation. So it's hard to eat. It's hard to live. It's hard to survive. The jobs, everything is spiraling out of control. You know, so many wars and rumors of wars among the nations. Something is happening new every day. It says the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So this is the things that we got to do in the last days. Now, give me the book of Psalms chapter 126 and start at verse 1. We're going to get a glimpse of what that even means, right? Because it's so hard, you know, like the brother was going into, when you've been under and subjected to the curses for so long. You've been subjected to, you know, hardships. You've been subjected to living in the hoods, the ghettos, Section 8, you know, in certain cities where even most of your people is just grimy. You know, your neighborhoods look, you know, destitute, poor, right? But nevertheless, when we get to the rightful estate of who we once were, what did David say? Right? It says Psalms 126:1, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. So even though it may seem like, man, this seemed like forever, you know, it's like my whole life ain't nothing really changed. You done had a few good moments, hey man, but when the Most High finally turns, you know, everything all around where it's back where it's supposed to be, Salakia, hey, it's gonna feel like a dream, right? And then verse 2 says what? Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue was singing. And you never really have gotten to this point. None of us has really gotten to this point yet, where you just, I mean, you may laugh at certain bills, you may laugh, you know how they say in the world, you gotta laugh at the pain. Hey man, when the kingdom of heaven is finally established, when you're in your right, well, we're out this filthy, abominable flesh. I mean, what did Paul say? Oh, wretched man that I am. You know, you ain't got to worry about, you know, wicked or lewd thoughts anymore. You're not subject unto vanity. Hey, man, it says our tongue is going to be filled with laughter and singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord had done great things for them. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing great things for Israel, right? Because like it tells you in Jeremiah, the 29th chapter, you know, we have a latter expected end. You know, I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, right? So you always got to keep that in your mind. And verse 3, it says, what? The Lord hath done great things for us, whereof are we glad. So Israel, we got to continue to not just pray for this place to fall, because, you know, like how shall I say, iniquity shall increase. It continues to increase, and it's going to increase more until all hell breaks loose, right? But nevertheless, we always got to keep the kingdom of heaven in our minds, because that's what we're aspiring to, right? Last quick point, you know, at a job, you waiting for your paycheck, you waiting for your next raise, and you can't wait till it finally hits your account. You can't finally wait till you get to this point. Maybe you want to get a higher position depending on your occupation and whatnot, right? You aspire for these things carnally. How much more spiritually in the kingdom of heaven, which you're working so hard for and laying up treasures in heaven, like you tell you in the book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19 on down, right? So we always got to keep these things in mind, Israel, but you got it.
Yeah. Shalom. You know, again, going into this video on the kingdom of heaven. Right, going into this video on the kingdom of heaven. I want to grab a precept, and I want to kind of get the visuals. He's got to show Israel the visuals, like the Lord said in Proverbs, man. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Greatly paraphrasing. All right, so I'm gonna get Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter. Right, I want to show how Jake gonna wake up. You know, Jake gotta really see what's going on. Well, the brothers think the kingdom of heaven is a bunch of old white people, right? I'm like, so many streets of gold, and I would just see nothing but old white people, and you know, my grandma, and I'm gonna see my grandma. You're not gonna go to the kingdom of heaven and you seeing Betty Ann up there. Oh, the Betty Ann, and you know, the remnant of the righteous, and you up there seeing naked babies and damn wicked ass Edomites, man. That's not what's gonna be going on, man. You gotta read and see the spirit, the environment, the energy, the aura, the feeling, the vibration of the kingdom of heaven. Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 8. And let's start at 10. For her sake, I shall have estimation among the multitude, and honor with the elders, though I be young. Right? It's gonna be young brothers get saved, man. What's young? Right? We know that you start to become an elder when you're 50 years old. That's when the priests, the Levites, where we stop working. So after 50 years old, then you become an older. You can become an elder. Hey, though you be young, you can kind of make it at 35, man. That's still young, right? You know, your knee might be hurting a little bit, your back might hurt if you bend down too low. Hey, but you're still, roughly young. You know what I'm saying? Hey, our forefathers lived to 999, 98, right? Lived 700 years, 500 years, man. Hey, 30 years is young, okay? So we're going to have estimation among the multitude, right? We're going to be on a high level among the multitude. I shall be found of quick conceit and judgment, and shall be admired in the sight of great men. I just read that in Sirach 25 and 1. Right? It talks about a man what makes him happy also is being worthy and being a worthy man. Hey, it's nothing better. You walk in a room for the high class men, and you can sip and drink cups, and you can eat at the table with them, man. Right? You think the Rockefellers are somewhere eating with a low level Jake, right? Picking up a hobo at the street. No, Rockefeller, Esau, they got higher level tables that you can't get access to. You can't fit those, and you can't fill those shoes, man. You can't sit at those tables. Your name isn't reserved. That's how it's gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna have families and ordinances, and we're gonna have stuff, man. That's from the house of David. He comes from the house. He's one of David's sons, one of David's grandsons, and his history. Hey, you're gonna have the house of David table, man. Right? You're gonna have all the mighty men. You're gonna have different tables, man. It's not gonna be just a table of a black man in the kingdom of heaven. Here are all the Negroes, front of the line. Come get you like it's this damn high school. Come to the front of the line. We're gonna give you a damn slop of pasta salad, right? Some damn peas, and some damn Bosco breadsticks, man. And so hey, do what you gotta do. Hey, that's it. Give me $3.50. Count up. You got your lunch money today. Hey man, you had to pay your lunch money. Right in the kingdom, we're gonna have tables and areas for great men, right? It says, when I hold my tongue, they shall bide my leisure. And when I speak, they shall give good ear unto me. If I talk much, they shall lay their hands upon their mouth. And every man, like we read in Sirach 11 and 7 on down, someone don't interrupt the man that's missing the speech. Man, ain't nobody like that, man. Imagine you standing up, you're on a podium, and as soon as you get ready to talk, everybody cuts you off. Yeah, what is this nigga about to say? You don't even get a chance to talk. Jake already talking before you get up there. What is this nigga about to say? What is this nigga talking about? What you about to do? I'm tired of it. I don't like his shirt. I don't like his shoes. Hey, nobody's listening to you when you talk, man. Right? Nobody wants that feeling. In the kingdom, hey, when you get to talking, he's going to lay their hands upon their mouth, man. They're going to be quiet. Moreover, by the means of her, I shall obtain immortality. Right? We're have the highest level of wisdom. We're going to get immortality and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me. Okay, so we're going to get that immortality. Right? We're going to have an everlasting memorial, and we're going to have that power. Verse 14, I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. So you're going to have the people in order. You wake up, hey, where the hell is my robe at? Where the hell is my grapes at? Where's my wives at? Where my wives at? Where my dogs at? What are the Gentiles done today? Right? How much cotton has they picked? How many rows of vineyards have they planted? Did he get my new diamonds today? Where my galaxy open? Or you're gonna have your whole people set in order, and they're gonna be subject to you. Okay. Verse 15. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do, but hear of me. I shall be found good among the multitude and valiant in war. And when is going to happen? Right? Joel, the 2nd chapter. Hey, once they see the power of the elect destroying, putting the nations, destroying them, killing them, ravishing, the household, etc., etc. Hey, we're going to be known as the warriors, man. So this is the aura, you know what I'm saying? The aura of the kingdom, man. Right? Verse 16. After I am coming to my house, I will repose myself with her, for her conversation have no bitterness, and to live with her have no sorrow, but mirth and joy. Well, we don't have no conversation about bitterness. Hey, damn, did your grandma just die? Right? Somebody grandma dies every day. Somebody that was important to you dies every day. Now you got to have a conversation of bitterness. Or you're not going to have that in the kingdom. You're going to have nothing but mirth and joy. And that's what you get when you do well with wisdom. Okay? Now, I want to get a video. All right, shout out to the brother. All right, shout out to the mighty brother, Amanatazak Bawayan, right? The mighty Benjamin, the brother to Jake, the Israelite, you know what I'm saying? Salute to them brothers. You know, he does great visuals on the Kingdom of Heaven. Now, I want to get this visual. All right, it's a great visual. All right, let me see if I can pull this up. It's a great visual of something like how the Kingdom of Heaven is going to be. Okay. All right, so let's look at this. I mean, look at that, Jake. You never seen this, Jake. You know, would you see something like this when you go to your library? You know, when you go to the mall. Hey, we're gonna have houses like we're gonna have houses like the mall, man. Look at this. You got crystals floating, colors you never seen. We got damn, all different type of colors in there, man. I mean, look at your bedroom, man.
For brass, I will bring gold.
Also, I want to say real quick, this video is for fair use. We're not trying to steal it. We're not stealing the brother content. Are we just just showing the edification and the education for Israel? Right? The brother got some precepts on here.
And for iron, I will bring silver, and for wood, brass, and for stones.
Wait, Jake, when the last time you seen a lily? Jake don't even know what the hell a lily is, man. And in the world, when I saw a lily, I thought about the damn what's that that Japanese Chinese tadpole, man. The little lily floating on the little green leaf, man. I ain't know what the hell a lily was. Jake, where's the greenhouses, man? What, can you just go outside in your yard and see beautiful artwork done by the Most High, your flowers and your trees, man? When the last time? I mean, Jake knows a cherry blossom tree. Oh yeah, there's cherry blossom trees. Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna move over here. Hey, no, we had more than that. We had lilies, man. We had blue lilies, birds, man. Different type of animals.
Iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
Let my soul bless Yahweh, the great King. For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones. Thy walls and towers and battlements with pure gold. And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir. And all her streets shall say, Hallelujah. And they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be Yahweh, which hath extolled it forever.
For brass, I will bring gold.
It's funny. I want to pull that too. That's crazy.
Yeah, and now that's all we want to get on there. We're not gonna show the whole video, But hey, you can watch this brother on his own. Salute to the brothers, just doing the work, man. Hey, that's something like how the Kingdom of Heaven gonna look like, man. Right? Don't think. All right, let's Google the Kingdom of Heaven. All right. When you think of a Kingdom of Heaven, let's get this. Let's pull this up. Brothers can hear me. Damn, C1. Damn. Okay. Yeah, but I want to say too. It's not like Kingdom of Heaven like Family Guy. You go up there, you see Peter at the front gate. Says, hold on, I don't see your name in the book. I don't know where your name's at in the book. He added up, and he pulls out the damn protractor and think somebody said, all right, you get a pass. You get in there, you see a number of clouds, naked white babies, naked men. You see naked, bald-headed God. I want to get the image of this, man. But this is not the Kingdom of Heaven, man. You got look at this, man. Going up there, you're talking to God, man. Look at that St. Peter. St. Peter just sitting at the door. Look at Jake. No beard, no fringes. Been all out of whack, man. Not matching, no swag. Pulls up with a damn card to Peter. Peter wasn't a white man. The apostles was a white man. You read in Acts of 13 and verse 1, right? It was called nigger, right? Or Niger, right? In Antioch, right? This is this the kingdom of heaven. We're looking to get a beer with damn big time rush or a damn one dance, one take. I mean, it's madness.
Yeah,
You know,
everybody's white. God is white. The angels is white. The people are white. Yeah,
you got
but only
sandals in
but yeah,
heaven.
Cleveland's outside the gate. That's funny. That's crazy.
He just saying this is madness, right? This is not the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so you know, I want to grab one more, and but some get in there. I just want to show that visual. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. I want to move forward. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Okay, touching on the environment of the kingdom. Wisdom of Solomon, right, chapter 5, and let's start at 15. Just sharing. But the righteous shall live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. And we go out to camp, you're not thinking about a glorious kingdom. You think about shaking the hand, getting on the nations. You're not noticing and knowing that for you doing that, you're building up your treasures in heaven, and you're going to receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. What's that talking about? Second, that is the 2nd chapter, right? Talking about the Son of Man, right? The Son of God, right? Having a crown and putting him among the elect. We can get that too, man. Are you going to get a crown, man? Jake, who don't like a crown? Even the nations, right? You got damn the British, the damn the Prince Harry, and the Queen, and they wear crowns, man. Even Edomites who just love wearing khakis and Skechers, and they wear a crown, man. We're gonna have crowns in the kingdom. And not only gonna have a crown, we're gonna receive the crown from Yahweh Shai, man. And if we receiving it from Yahweh Shai, we're receiving it from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh gave us the crown, man. I mean, how many nations say this crown came from Yahweh? They can say this crown came from Africa. This crown came from Jamaica. This was sculpted and made by damn goldsmith. When have you ever got a crown? Who can boast that I got a crown from the Most High God, man, and His Son? He handed it. He personally delivered it to me, man. Nobody. For with His right hand shall He cover them, and with His arm shall He protect them. He shall take to Him His jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature His weapon for the revenge of His enemies. One of the crowns, and we're going to destroy the nations, man. Right? He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate and true judgment instead of an helmet. Okay, now this is also going through the spirit, right? A 4:4, we can see it foreseeing, right? When Paul was going in Ephesians the 6th chapter, talking about all the different armor of the Lord. Okay, so with that being said, hey man, the Most High, He gonna hook us up, man. Give us a crown, give us all these different things, type of things. But you got it, man.
Kind of go to the book of where we saw the video, Tobit chapter 13, because of course it's good to have a visual, but it's the kingdom of heaven, so it's always good to retouch over these precepts as well, right? Because there's so much knowledge, like I tell you in Daniel the 12th chapter, knowledge should be increased in the last days. Sometimes we get to go over the classics, the basics, the fundamentals of the scriptures. But Tobit 13 and start at verse 16, it says, "For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphire and emeralds and precious stone, and thy walls and thy towers and thy battlements with pure gold." See, we're really not familiar with pure gold. We're not really familiar with even having our own cities, our own towers, let alone our own houses, right? Because it's tough in this captivity. It's tough with what we're dealing with, right? It's tough with the finances and the curses that we're under and subjected to even to this day, right? Verse 17, "And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir." Now look up carbuncle real quick. Look how we're not gonna look up every single gem, but look up just one of the gems of the Lord. How beautiful this actually looks. We look at gold and silver chains as like a spectacle. I gotta get this. Different. We got a jeweler here in Detroit. Most brothers are familiar with, Hutch Jewelry, but certain other places, brothers know what's going on. They got their own spots. But, a lot of Jake in the world, and even some of us, we look at it, Jake in the world, they covered it on a high level. But nevertheless, like in the kingdom of heaven, this is going to be the standard, right? This is going to be an everyday thing. It says, "And a street shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle." Now look at carbuncle. Look how beautiful that looks, right? We're not familiar with that. That's a beautiful gem of the Lord. That's actually in the breastplate of the priest, right? If I'm not mistaken, for Levi. If I'm not mistaken, I had to look over that Exodus 29 chapter.
Yeah, it's for Levi.
So at the end of the day, this is things that we're not really accustomed to, because right now, your streets, it's horrible, right? It's concrete, it's hard. You're gonna have potholes, got cracks, mess up your tire, mess up your alignment, mess up the rims in your car. It's pitiful out here, right? It's dangerous living in Babylon. Let's keep it a buck, right? But this is something that we have to look forward to, in the kingdom of heaven. This is going to be the atmosphere. We're not familiar with this. You tell Jake this now, it's whatever. Like, oh, really? Carbuncle. You ain't never heard that before. Like, what you mean by that? Is it gold? Is it silver? No, I want carbuncle. I want jasper. I want sapphire. We're not familiar with. We've never been accustomed to these things, right? Because we're at the bottom, right? Subjected to the curses. The Most High said, you're gonna be the least of all nations. But look at some of the sardis, topaz, jacinth, salaki. I think I pronounced that wrong, right? These are going to be the common ground in the kingdom of heaven, right? And we're going to read that in Isaiah the 60th chapter as well, because I believe in Isaiah 61 it says we're going to have double of that which cometh from the heathen as well. Isaiah 61:9, greatly paraphrasing, right? So you think you know what riches is? A lot of the money that so-called Jakes have now is not real. Right, it's fabricated, it's fiat, it's fake. Right, go back to Tobit real quick. 13. I'm gonna read that last part. We're not familiar with any of these concepts, right? But verse 18, and it says, "All her streets shall say, Hallelujah, and you praise Yahweh, and they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be the Most High, which hath extolled it forever." And these are the rewards. This is the the inheritance of the saints. Right, like Kadar went over. Give me that real quick. You quoted it, Revelation chapter 3 and verse 11. Right, don't let nobody take your crown, because these are the things that we're looking forward to. These are the things that got to keep you like, and of course this is prophecy. So the testimony of Yahweh Shai is a spirit of prophecy, Revelation 19:10. So you want to understand and notice and keep this at the forefront of your mind, because you want to know what you're fighting for. You want to know what you're enduring for. You want to know what you're in this truth for. Now, is it only just for the kingdom of heaven? No, it's for a lot more than that. Because if a brother wake up, well, I want multiple wives. I'm enduring. I'm trying to abstain from sin. I want to have my own, multiple wives. I want to have my own counsel. Of course, brothers want to have these things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's nice to have. But you got to be in this truth sincerely to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and truly want to do that on the highest level and have the utmost love for you and compassion for your people as well, right? These are the benefits, right? Like you go to a job, you get benefits, you get bonuses. These are the bonuses of serving the Most High and His Son, right? In righteousness, right? So let's bring this out. It's Revelation chapter 3 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." Right, and don't be the individual listen to this breakdown, listen to the precepts come out, and you just because you're the first person that can take the crown off your head, and somebody could ask, well, how is that possible? Why would I do that? Like I got a crown? No, you gotta listen. You can take your crown off your head by falling out the truth. You can take your crown off your head by believing in false doctrines. You can take the crown off your head by going back into the world and being God knows what. You can take the crown off your head by hating your own people, going back and just indulging in certain, wicked lewd practices, and just going back to who you once were, that, and the Most High is going to get up with you, right? Because when we read 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, verses 42 on down, Yahweh Shai himself personally is going to give each and every one of the saints their crown, right? It says a young man that was for the stature higher than all the rest set crowns on their head. So you want Yahweh Shai to crown you, but you really got to endure, right? And let's go to that precept we pulled out in the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter, and the 17th verse, right? Because we're not, let's get a little, We seen a visual. We went to the precepts. You know, on the ground. I know he had the one in Tobit, but nevertheless, this is the book of Isaiah 60:16. It says, "Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and they shall suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob." Right? And what is the milk of the Gentiles? Verse 17. For brass I will bring gold, for iron will I bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stone irons, and I will also make thy officers peace, and thy exactors righteousness. Right. So these are a few of the items that we're gonna have in the kingdom of heaven. You know, which land me back off the video we seen, but not just that. You read that in Tobit, you read that in Revelation, the 4th chapter, and a few other places as well. That this is going to be the custom, the standard. We don't got to look at bridges anymore full of concrete, dirt, mold, and just disgust like we do here in Babylon in each of the cities that we, reside in, right? And it says we're gonna have double as well that suck the milk of the Gentile. You know how much riches these other nations has. Where is the shield of David? Where is a lot of the vessels that was in our temple? You think the heathen don't have none of these things? You know, they're just oblivious to it. They have they know all about archaeology and a lot about our history, but they've never claimed none of the vessels, none of the spoils of war. They have no idea where it could be. No, it's probably stored somewhere under the Vatican, right? These higher ruling elite, these elites and these families, they know where this stuff is at, man. They have a lot of this, right? They just give, the most, I would say common people or the peasants, just crumbs, just give them this, just give them this. They'll enjoy that for the most part, right? They're just the cheap things of life, but they have the true gold. They have true wealth, right? How do you think they run the world, right? So let's grab one more precept in the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 28. And Yahweh spoke on these things, man. Yahweh spoke on these things concerning the kingdom of heaven, concerning the things that we have to do to overcome and to get and to have access to this wealth, right? And wisdom and knowledge and understanding and riches and gold and much more. Right? It's the book of Matthew 19:28. Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It's the point. And every one that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters, a father and mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So this is a promise from Yahweh himself. You think he's going to sit there and lie to you and lie to the apostles? No. Right? This is something that we constantly have to have in our forefront. And I'm going to receive double for this. And I'm going through this right now. It's tough. I don't know how I'm going to make it out of the situation. I know I got to have faith. But Yahweh said, I'm going to get double, man. Right? I may fall in this area. I might be short in this area. I know I got to repent concerning this vice, etc. But you know what? This is what I know Yahweh has promised to me through the Spirit. And this is just one verse, not trying to be too long when there's too many precepts. We used to go into all of them, right? But nevertheless, these are the things we have to have in the forefront of our mind. The stuff that we think in this life, it's a light thing. Like Paul tells you in the book of 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, we have a light affliction, right? We have a light affliction concerning, maybe our bills, our finances, problems in your household, things you got to, kind of reconcile with brothers, certain things within your job, particular debts. These are light afflictions. It's the condition of the battle, but it's light because there's a more sure reward coming at the end of this thing. But you got it, King.
God, yeah, that's right. I want to share another one. Shalom to the brother again, my mighty brother. I think the brother in GMS. I want to get another visual for Israel, man. All right, I'm gonna get some precepts after. All right, Jake, you never had this. Jake, you might have had a 4-bedroom apartment. I'm sorry, a 4-bedroom house, maybe a shack, a den. You never walked into a house of waterfalls and damn stones in the pillars, man. fires and lamps. I mean, where's the electricity here? We're gonna have. I'm led to believe we're gonna have something better than electricity, man. We're gonna have some more efficient, more better for the earth, more eco-friendly. That's even better. Like Jake, you know, you walk around, you got nigga pants on. You know, Eve, you know, you're walking around with your bonnet, you're smacking your damn head, smack your eyeball out your head all day, scratching your throat. You know, Jake, wake up. So coughing up phlegm. You cold sweats through the night, man. You never woke up with a garment. I mean, this is just a picture by itself. It's like an album cover, you know. Also, again, this video is for fair use, edification, and education purposes. Well, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, hey, man, the kingdom, man. We want, you know, have polygamy going on, man. What woman wouldn't want to be here? I don't know. I don't know about him. I don't. Hey, you walk in this place, man. You know, Isaiah 4:1 gonna happen. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure. The Lord promised better things for us. Okay.
I mean, look at that, man. You know, when you ever walked out to seen your kingdom, man, and seen your land? Never. They never just walked out and seen your land and just seen your environment. I mean, look at this, man. Stones in the earth, man. Beautiful art and artistry, man. Look at that, man. I mean, this is an amazing video brothers did, man. Look at this, man. You got, and you know what? AI kind of helped us out, man. So now we can see visuals, man. Look, you got the stones all in the wall. Hey, man. I mean, you focus on making 100K a year. We're gonna focus on the kingdom, man. You focus on $1 million a year. We're gonna focus on the kingdom, man. Look, this. I mean, this is what we're doing it for. Now, of course, let's not get materialistic. We're not saying, brother, come to camp so you can become a billionaire in the kingdom and then you can pop your ish on Edomites, right? We're not saying, brother, just hey, you in this truth so you can get rich later. What we're saying is that this is the fruits of your labor. Yeah, let's just keep watching this, man. I mean, I could watch this all day. I can literally just watch this all day. Now, the brother pulled a precept in Psalms as well, right? Talking about, you know, Israel was like a dream, man. We're going to wake up out of this damn place and be like, man, what the hell, man? This is a dream, man. Get back to my wine, man. Get back to my cups of gold and silver and myrrh. Where's my frankincense today? You know what? I feel like wearing this. Let's go on a chariot ride today. You know, I want to go on a boat ride. What day is it? I mean, the days gonna be so long, man. You know, you a kid. You know, when you a kid, man, you grow up, man. The days be long as hell, man. Now, you know, you just wake up, you go to work, you come home. Your wife say, "Come here, nigga, come wash the dishes." Wash the dishes, and then you go to sleep, man. You wake up and you do it all over again. And the kingdom gonna have extremely long days, man. I mean, just days, you know, long as hell, man. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's only 9 a.m. You know, you do whatever you do for 4 hours. Come back, take the time. What time is it? Oh, it's only 10 o'clock. Hey, man, that's the type of environment we're going to have, man. This is an amazing video, brothers, there, man. Going into the kingdom, right? I want to get some precepts now. Let's get some precepts. And I'm about to do a couple of these rapid fire back to back. So I do want to touch on the point that the curses are going to be upon the heathen. You know, I'm gonna glide through these because I want to make sure edification with the visual still leading up, right? This is Deuteronomy 30:7, real quick. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So the Most High God is going to put the curses upon thy enemies, right? Which hated us, right? Which is all the nations. Now let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, what was a curse that was on our people? Number 28. And let's start at 16. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field, man. We're going to be blessed in the city. Our city is blessed, man. Our people is blessed. Our land is going to be blessed. Our field is blessed. Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Right, so this is going to happen to the heathen, man. They're going to be hating. They're going to have envy upon them, man. Or why is he so good? What was so good about his seed line? What did he really do? Well, this is what's gonna happen, man. You have to start dealing with a cursed basket and a cursed store. You know, we're gonna be the ones. Hey, verse 6: Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out, man. We're gonna be blessed wherever we go, man. All right. So the curse is gonna get on these nations, and they're gonna have to deal with wickedness and damn sin and being a incorruptible, incomplete peon and not be correct, man, and be perfect like we will be, man. All right, that's one point I want to touch. Another thing I want to get, man, rapid fire, man. I want to go into Zephaniah the 3rd chapter, right? Zephaniah the 3rd chapter is a great chapter. I love Zechariah and Zephaniah. I love the minor prophets. You always gotta show love to the quote unquote minor prophets, man. Gotta show love, man. It's Zephaniah the 3rd chapter. Zephaniah chapter 3, and let's start at 18. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. And that's Israel, man. We the ones that's sorrowful. We the ones that's a reproach. Like it's a burden, man. Right? Verse 19. Behold, at that time, I will undo all that afflict thee. Hold on now. This means no more captivity. No more slavery. You got some brothers teaching, well, after 1,000 years, Esau is going to try to fight back. He's going to crawl back, and then it's going to be an attack, and then we're going to subdue the nations again. And well, hold on now. The Most High said he's going to undo all that afflict thee, man. Undo. And I will save her that halted. Who was her that halted? Israel. And will gather her that was driven out. Who was driven out? Israel. And I will get them praise and fame every land. Right? Not some land. You got certain people. You got B-list rappers, man. You got low-level Edomites. They're famous in damn Texas. They're famous in the United States, man. But in Brazil, they don't know who the hell they are, man. You got some people that are famous in London and the UK. But in America, we don't know who the hell they are, man. There's some people that are famous in damn Indonesia. But in China, they don't know who they are, man. Hey, we're going to have the highest level of praise and fame in every land, continent, every landmass, every city, every damn road and street, talk of the town is going to be about the Israelites, man. Right? We're going to be hotter than Drake, man, hotter than Michael Jackson, man. You know, where they have been put to shame. Everywhere we've been put to shame, which is everywhere, and we're going to get that praise and fame. But look how the Most High, he reversed the curse. He undo the punishment. Man. At that time, will I bring you again? Even in that time, I will gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? So the issue with Genesis 11 and the nations building the Tower of Babel, not only was it idolatry, not only was it a spirit of trying to reach into the heavens to do what we don't know why, but more than likely, fight against God, say you're in the same area as vicinity of God, right? But the issue was they did it to get their own name. The Most High, I mean, what is a classic priest? I wish I said, I don't got to get in John 12:28. Father, glorify thy name. Right now, I've glorified it, and I will glorify it again. Right. So, hey, the Most High is dealing with you glorifying his name, man. You glorify his name, he's going to what? Make you a praise among all the people, man. He's going to give us a name for glorifying his name, man. He literally gave Yahushua a name above everybody else because look how devoted Yahushua is, man. Yahushua's been on fire since the beginning of time, man. Yahushua did everything the Lord said to do since day one, man. I mean, perfectly, without spot, without blemish, without an order, right? Without any messed up anything, any correction. When did Yahushua get corrected? When is ever account? Oh, Yahushua said something. The Most High said, "What the hell you doing, Yahushua? I told you don't." Where's that at, man? He was always following the Most High. Right? So when you follow the Most High and give him a name, he's going to get you a name, right? Now I want to get another precept. So we're going to get fame and praise in the kingdom, man. Right? Obviously, let's get this in Psalms, right? Psalms 112, man. Psalms 112 It talks about the kingdom as well. Man, this book of Psalms, the 112, verse 1. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, that delighteth greatly in his commandments. You're commanded to delight greatly in the Lord's commandments. That's why the Lord didn't like how you wicked ass Israelites keeping a new moon. Or when is the new moon over? Goddamn, when is the new moon over? When is the Sabbath over? That we may set forth the damn corn and make it the ephah small and the shekel great. Right? Trying to short your brother, man. And you got to delight greatly in the commandments. And that's what happened. We put the law, and the Lord put the law in our heart, laws in our hearts and our minds. Verse 2, his seed shall be mighty upon earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. So we're going to have children, right? No, we're not going to be ghost people, right? We're not going to be literally angels, so we can't have children. We're going to have a high level spiritual body, but it's going to be physical. We're going to be able to have children. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endure forever. So, hey, man, you're going to have wealth and riches in the kingdom of heaven. Not going to be penny pinching, a hobo sitting on the side of the road, damn, tailgating, sticking out your thumb, giving you a ride. Hey, the Most High is going to make the man that delights in the commandments rich and wealthy, man. Now, I want to get another precept. They're going to say, well, hold on. How do we know we're going to have kids in the kingdom? Well, that precept isn't saying that. Hold on. I don't see that, brother. I don't think David was spoken about that. Well, hold on. Well, hold your peace. Well, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles. You're going to have names, right? This is the house of David. This man is Jonathan's 14th son. This is his great-great-grandson, etc. We're going to be known among the Gentiles, the nations. And their offspring among the people. Hold on now. Hey, we're going to have children in the kingdom of heaven. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. So we are going to have children in the kingdom of heaven, right? Literally. It's not spiritual. That's the seed. The seed is not talking about something else, man. It's literally talking about children, man. Verbatim children, kids, man. You know? So I want to grab one more. Psalms 37. All right. Just want to make sure laying out good foundation. Now, Psalms 37, which is one of the best chapters in the Bible. Psalms 37 and 4. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart. Now, you got to really think about this. All right, this is really scary and spiritual. Hey, delight yourself in the Lord. Focus on the Most High. Delight in him, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. If you delight in the Most High, he's going to give you the desires of your heart. Right? Now, you got to want to desire righteous things, though. The desires of the heart can't be to be a homosexual, man. Be in an LGBTQ HDMI club, man. Right? You gotta have the desires of your heart, serve the Most High. Okay? You gotta have desires of your heart to worship the Most High, believe in the Son Yahushua, right? Believe in the prophets, obeying the righteous man that's above you, man. Following the apostles, and during the second wilderness, and during Jacob's trouble, man. Verse 5, commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Right? So in order to get the kingdom of heaven, you got to be able to wait patiently. Right? Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in the way. Who prosper in the way? Yeah, Bill Gates, man. See Breezy, Chris Brown, damn actors, man. Who put spirits on them so they can act. And Denzel Washington and the nations and the Gentiles, they prospering in the way, man. China, Moab, man. Because of the wicked man who bringeth wicked devices to pass, right? Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, man. Don't get so stressed that you think about doing evil. Hey, I'm so stressed out, I just need a blunt. Well, hold on, brother, you're going off. You're fretting yourself in any wise to do evil, man. Don't stress yourself and then start thinking about evil to help you out. I just had this weed problem. This one you just come see me and then we'll do the do and I feel better. So you're gonna feel worse. Or you're gonna feel like a damn a jackass, man. Verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. Okay? They're going to inherit the earth, right? For yet a little while, the wicked shall not be. Who is the wicked? Oh, brother, that's talking about Ishmael. No, who is the wicked? Who is the top wicked nation? Esau. And the wicked shall not be. Esau is going to be the. Look how the Lord is speaking through the scriptures, man. Esau is going to be cut off. That's Obadiah 1:18, Obadiah 1:9, right? Obadiah 1:4 on down, man. And Esau's going to be cut off forever. Right, second Ezra 6:9, man. His word is going to be destroyed, man. And he shall not be. He's going to be out of here, man. Think of a kingdom, a so-called utopia with no Edomites, man. I mean, that's just a blessing. So you're gonna have no more damn bestiality on earth. We're gonna have to beat that out of Moab and Ham. But for the most part, hey, Esau, he fuels all that madness. You know, he shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. Where the hell are you at, man? Where's my Edomite servant? That's the other one that died. The sun burnt him. Should have got him some sunscreen. You know, too bad he got to work these 18-hour shifts back to back to back. You only get the Sabbath day off. Right? Verse 11, but the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. So the kingdom of heaven, you're going to have the earth, you're going to have peace, you're going to have subjects. I mean, and you're going to have the nations. You're going to have nations. I got to get this last one. You're going to have the nations, man. I'm going to get the book of Job, man. The book of Job, the 29th chapter, man. You're going to have the nations, man. You're going to have people. You're going to have slaves, man. Yes. You're going to have slaves in the kingdom of heaven. Yes, we said. That's what the Bible says.
That's right.
Book of Job to 29. And let's start at 5. Let's start at 4, man. As I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle. What's the secret of God? Right? Again, that new body. And again, the law, statutes, and the commandments. That's the secret of God is going to be upon your tabernacle, your flesh. When the Almighty was yet with me, what is the Most High going to dwell amongst us on a high level? When we see Yahweh Shai. When my children were about me, when I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil. Where when you was on the highest level of understanding, you never had a river of oil. When I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street, the young men saw me and hid themselves, and the aged arose and stood up, man. Again, you'll have that honor, that respect. The princes refrained talking. A prince is not a fool, man. Bro, that's not talking about the damn Prince of Persia. Or the Prince of Persia. He refrained speaking. He stopped talking. No, this is talking about high-level Israelite, man. High-level people. And they stopped talking. And laid their hand on their mouth. The nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard me, then it blessed me. Imagine just getting blessed because you're talking. Hold on. You started talking. Oh, praise to the Most High. Yahweh Shem Yoshai. Shalak. Right, Barakim, hey, giving the blessing to the righteous, man. When the eye saw me, it gave witness to me. Why is he getting this? What does he get? Why? Verse 12. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. Right? So, hey, man. Because he did the works, he put in work, he did labor, he delivered the poor that cry. I mean, that's work, man. And him had none to help him. Amen. And the blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon him, man. Or what is that blessing, man? Right, an Israelite man, a righteous man, that they're ready to die, you help them out, and they bless you, man. And when they get ready to die, like you read in Genesis, amen, they bless you before they die, man. You get the blessing before somebody goes back to the Most High, man. Now, in a double fold, hey, that's the nations, man. And we taking all of their damn blessings, man. Hey, they're ready to die and be destroyed. We're going to get the blessing. What's the blessing? Right? You had that in Genesis, the 28th chapter or the 22nd chapter, talking about the blessing of Esau, man. To do the fatness of the earth. Right? He did get to do the fatness of the earth, the whole world. But it's for a dispensation of time. It's not infinitely. Okay? So he's going to get ready to perish. And guess what? That blessing is going to come upon Jacob now, man. Okay? So with that being said, right, verse 14, I put on righteousness and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. You're gonna have a whole new spirit. No brother can say, "Hey, I put on righteousness and I kept it on, man." Hey, you're gonna put on righteousness, man. You know. So with that being said, man, all right, this is precepts on the kingdom of heaven. You know, and brother, you got it. Slack it.
Con. Also to add, go real quick down in that same chapter. I want to say it's verse 6, real quick, or verse 5, where he said the secret of God was on my tablet, or verse 4. That secret of God is, like the brother said, going to the law, statutes, commandments. And that's true. Precepts, you can align with that. It's Deuteronomy 29 and verse 29. The secret things of the Most High is made known unto us and our children, greatly paraphrasing. Ezekiel 25 and 14, Psalms 91 and 1, and Amos chapter 3, I believe verse 7 as well. These are precepts you want to kind of store, mark down, mark up, have in flashcards concerning the secret of the Most High, because only the Israelites is going to understand the scriptures. Is going to have the true understanding to the Bible. The rest is darkened to the rest of the nations. They have their own perspective. They have their own ideology or so-called theology, as they say today, on what certain things mean, so on and so forth. But real quick, go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 9. Because Most High willing, this video has been, edifying through the Spirit in regards to the concepts and the environment of what the kingdom of heaven is going to be like, in regards to our children, the fame within they're going to have within the land, in regards to the environment of the kingdom of heaven, what's going to look like, the atmosphere, everything's gold, precious jewels, silver, etc. Our garments were going to be pure. We were going to have crowns upon our head. Go to verse 2, right? It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Even right now to this day, a lot of our people, hell, even the heathen, are mourning concerning a lot of the heavy oppression that's coming upon this society. Now, they don't really know about Jacob's trouble. They don't really, they say World War III, but a lot of them don't even believe. Some of them do, but many people don't really truly know what's going on. But nevertheless, it says that the people mourn because so many, now it's hate speech, anti-Semitism, and so many laws that are just being passed. And we as the Israelites, we understand why, prophecy, they go through the precepts. But a lot of people are mourning because their way of life is being changed. Their way of comfortability is being changed. Leisure is being changed to do whatever they want. Thou do what thou wilt spirit. Aleister Crowley, a so-called Satanist of the 18th or the 19th century. Now, that's the type of spirit a lot of, America, let alone the world, really just moves in. But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. That's what we're aspiring to do. We're aspiring to rejoice. And, when the righteous are back in power, which is what? Jacob, right? Because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. Right now, go to the book of Philippians chapter 3, and we're going to go to verse 20. Because now we've gotten pretty much a little bit of everything concerning, what's going on in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to have a slave. We're going to touch on that as well. But what type of body are we going to have, right? What type of, essence will we be in? And what would that, I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? What would that strengthen us in, essentially, right? But this in Philippians chapter 3 verse 20, it says, for our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able to subdue all things to himself. So the same spiritual body that Yahushua had, after his death, burial, and resurrection, we're going to have a similar body as well, right? We're going to be able to have some of the powers that he was able to have while he was on the earth. And Yahushua limited himself, because mind you, when you read John the 18th chapter, when the men said, when the men came to him and he said, whom do ye seek? He just spoke and they flew backwards, right? I believe that's verses 4 or 5 on down, right? And he had to limit himself. He said, I can call down 10, legions of angels from my Father, right? I can do all these things, right? So he limited him. He never just used his power for vanity. But nevertheless, it goes to show you that some of the powers that he had, we're going to be able to have. I actually want to grab this. Go to the book of Luke, chapter 24, and give me a second. I have to look this one up. It's been a minute, but I know it's in Luke 24. It's before Luke 24 and verse 31. There you go. I'm gonna read. Really, just man, this whole account is crazy. Just before this apostles, that seen the Yahushua, they didn't understand and recognize it was him at first until later on. But we're going to start at verse 29. You can read the account on your own. It says, but they constrained him, saying, abide with us, for it is towards evening, for the day is far spent. And he went in to tarry with them. And it came to pass that as he sat at meat with them, he took bread and blessed it, and he gave it to them. And their eyes were open, meaning they understood. They knew what was going on. And then they finally recognized him. And they knew him, and he vanished out of their sight. So Yahushua was able to teleport, for lack of a better will. If you're able to, you got ears to hear. He was able to teleport. You read another account of that in Bel and the Dragon with Daniel, or it's like Habakkuk, when the angel had teleported Habakkuk all the way on to Babylon, so Daniel could eat some food. Right? You got to read that account on your own. So these are just some of the powers. Let's get another account. Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, and the last verse, 31. Right? There's many precepts on this. We're not going to make a whole 2-hour video, but these are some accounts of what type of strengths that we're going to have in our spiritual body, right? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Going back to what Kadar pulled in Psalm the 37th chapter. You essentially got to be patient, right? This truth is, everybody knows it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Not to sound so, it's a particular word for it. I'm kind of slip my mind, Salakia. But nevertheless, it truly is a marathon, because you don't know how long you're going to be in this truth. You don't know how long the Most High is going to have this society still last. Yeah, we see it's falling. It's definitely a lot of things are going on. For sure, prophecy is coming to pass. But you still never know when the Most High might finally just push the button and have everything, go off to where's prophecy essentially just kicking off, right? So you got to wait on the Lord, right? And have patience in that. You got to pace yourself. It says, they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. But my key point I wanted, they shall mount up their wings as eagles. The elect are going to be able to fly. The elect are going to be able to have so-called, as you would know, as superpowers, super strength, super speed, fly, teleportation. These are some of the, attributes as the elect, right? Let's get another quick precept. The book of Isaiah chapter 60 and start at verse 8. Right, it's not these are the things you're not really going to hear in church. You're not going to hear this from your Christian pastor. You're not going to hear this from so-called Pentecostal Baptist. They don't know these precepts. They don't have the understanding. They can't give the sense. These are Isaiah 60 and 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud, as the doves to their windows? So imagine being able to fly across the world or the earth, and see out different regions, see out different lands you've never been to before. You ain't got to worry about an airplane anymore. You ain't got to worry about getting a passport and a ticket. You could just go outside and have the ability to do so in that spiritual body. Now, I'm not going to go over it, just for, lack of time, but you could even read more about that in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, verses 40 on down. How you got a terrestrial body and you got a celestial body, right? And then those that are raised up, in corruption in regards to the elect, really paraphrasing, that is the body that they're going to have, the same body Yahushua had, right? The first fruits, joint heirs, right? Let's grab Psalm chapter 18, and I want to say verse, 42, I want to say. Right, because, Kadar made a point. He said we're going to have slaves in the kingdom. That's in this chapter as well. Actually, we'll stay in this chapter real quick, and then we'll just grab that precept. Isaiah chapter 16, verse 10. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. The word minister means serve. Your so-called Donald Trump's, BB, you know who, who's not going, God forbid, get the channel flag. so-called Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and all these other prominent men. These are going to what? They're going to minister unto thee. Nebuchadnezzar, all of the kings that even our forefathers, they've known. That's what they're going to be in the lower state. It says, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have mercy upon thee. Because only the mercy of the Lord is for the children of Israel. Now, heathen are going to get slight mercy, but a lot of them are going to get destroyed, especially the nation of Esau. And I'm going to jump down to verse 12. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yet those nations shall be utterly wasted. So they don't have a choice. They know what time it is, as I like to say. You're gonna have to get with the program or you out of there, right? It's just that simple. It's one way or no way, right? So give me that real quick in the book of Psalms, the 18th chapter, right? Let's see what David said about that. Psalms chapter 18 and verse 43. Slaki. Psalms chapter 18 and verse 43. It says, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people. Thou hast made me the head of the heathen. Right? Imagine you sick of your boss at work, you sick of your supervisor, you tired of what you have to deal with, what you're going through, you want a whole nother job, and you get that job. Now you tired of those individuals and a higher managerial position, but now you're going to be ahead of those people. You're going to be the head of everything. Why? Because you're going to be a part of the top nation ruling on earth. It says, a people whom I have not known shall serve me. Right? That's talking about the other nations, these heathens, the Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, etc. It says, as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers they shall submit themselves unto me. So you don't gotta worry about no backbiting, no back talk, no lip, no none of that, right? Because they already gonna know what time it is, right? They're gonna stand in line. They're gonna get with the program. You don't have to hand out, the work policy, how you deal with that particular jobs and what you have to go through. No, they're gonna get in line, right? Imagine the power that you have to be prominently, because a lot of so-called politicians and senators and governors today, even here in Babylon, they don't even agree with each other in their own party, whether it be Democrat, Republican, liberals, etc. But in this day, the Israelites, they're gonna be on in unison on one accord, and the heathen, they already gonna know. They're gonna be in that submission, servile position where there's nothing they can do to backbite, right? And I want to grab one more in the book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 8, to show what's really gonna be in our minds. Well, actually, we'll go to Ezekiel 36 and 24, and I'll just expound on it, and I'll land on that. So we went over, the environment. We went over the fame in the land. We went over the riches. We went over the power they're going to have, the heathen being in servitude, what we have to do in regards to our hope and patience in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And now, we're about to go into, and then we went over the body we're going to have as well. Those are just a few precepts. There's many more, and a lot more accounts, can't cover each one. But nevertheless, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 25, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you, and a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. So, a part of that is happening right now. A part of that prophecy is happening right now. But then in totality, in full completion, is going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. And that goes to Hebrews 8 and 8, right? When the laws are going to be sown within our inward parts, right? We won't be able to, every man from the least to the greatest is going to know the Lord, greatly paraphrasing. We're not going to have to look over breakdowns. We're not going to have to study. Oh my goodness, I read 4 chapters today. Oh man, I had a long day too. We're not gonna have to go through that anymore because it's already gonna be in you, right? We're not gonna have to worry about being subject unto vanity, lewd and wicked thoughts and struggling and to face spirits and demons. No, we're gonna have, that new body, that the new spirit, and we're gonna be on fire, like a consuming fire, like the angels, and just on fire to serve the Most High vehemently, fervently as well, right? And it says, verse 28, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God, right? And that's all we're looking and aspiring to do in these last days, right? Most High willing, Abaratazai. But you got it, King.
It's like something in my eye. But just want to again, another visual, the mighty brother. Where's my brother? I'm gonna hit the screen, man.
I want to remind you that there's this power.
You got, again, this for fair use. But are people gonna have that power, man? Like the brother is talking about, man. Are people gonna have that power? You're coming down, you crash in the sky. I mean, look at the garments, man. Chariots and et cetera, man.
I was about to say a quick point. When you read the Ezekiel, the first chapter, it tells you about the chariots and the angel, and whatever the spirit or whatever the angel went, the chariot follow. So imagine having your own vehicle, and that vehicle is a chariot, and whatever you have in your mind and proportionate to do, that will it follow as well behind you. Brothers can read that account, Ezekiel, the first chapter.
Yeah, I mean, look how she moved. This is there's nothing they can do. Look at the animations. DC movies, man. Got some good animation here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is kind of something like the power we're gonna have. But let's get some. I'm gonna get some clothing precepts, man. Some closing precepts, man. First and foremost, let's get this real quick. Let's get Revelations, the 3rd chapter. I'll share this. Revelations, the 3rd chapter. Revelations 3 and 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. I mean, a spirit without. Really, the spirit without guile and blemish. And I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. So if you overcome, you get your name confessed before Yahweh Hashem Yahushua by Yahushua and before the angels. Scroll down. Verse 12. To him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. Now, that's a cut. Well, hold on now. We're going to have the name of Jesus Christ on our forehead. Listen, this is the new name. It's just Yeshua. Right? No. Right? Whoever overcomes is going to be made a pillar in the temple of my God. It's just like when you go to Revelation, the 21st chapter. Let's get that real quick. Precept upon precept. What does it mean? Right, when Yahweh say, I'm going to make you a pillar in the temple of my God. Right, that's the book of Revelation, chapter 21. And let's start at 14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. What does it mean the 12 apostles was in the 12 foundations? What is this talking about? This is going into the 12 apostles built up the children of Israel. So again, Revelation 21 is not a literal vision. Right? He's seeing a literal vision, but that's not how it's literally going to look in the kingdom. Right? So when you see the 12 apostles and the foundation of the kingdom, it's showing the foundation of the kingdom is built. So like you through the teaching and through the men of these 12, man, which are the 12 apostles. Okay. So you're going to be in that foundation in the kingdom of heaven. That's what it's talking about. And so let's go back to Revelation, the 3rd chapter. So he's going to make us a pillar in the temple of his God, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my God. What does it mean, the name of my God? Is he going to put, YHWH in your forearm? Is that literal? And the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem. So he's going to tattoo YHWH and under it, Jerusalem, right? Jerusalem. And then what else? Which cometh down out of this heaven of my God, and I will write upon him my new name. So then you got a name we don't know yet, a random new name. He tacked that under Jerusalem. No, right? What it's talking about is the new reputation and spirit and image of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, the kingdom, right, of Israel, Jerusalem, right, the city of palm trees, the city of David, right, not the city of palm trees, Jericho, but the city of David, which cometh down out of heaven of my God, and I will write upon him my new name. What is the new name Yahushua has? He has a new reputation, a new spirit, a new honor, a new name on the earth. So with that being said, the Most High is going to give us all these things. Right? Revelation chapter 3 and verse 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne. Yeah, we are the demon. Right? So what does it mean to grant to sit within your throne? We're going to sit in the thrones of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? We're going to have the Lord said in the book of Luke. Right? You're going to have the 12 apostles serving the 12 tribes of Israel, man. They're going to sit on thrones. Right? David's going to have a throne. The 144 is going to have a throne. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Moses, all the mighty men, Jephthah, Gideon, Ehud, all the mighty men of the Most High, right? They're going to get a throne, right? Either have it here, let it here. It's like, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne, right? And this is really showing the spirit how we're all be on one accord, and we are all going to be on one accord, okay? I wanted to get that. Touch on another point. I want to show where the kingdom of heaven is at. Okay, so let's get we're going to look up something that's called Greater Israel. Okay? This is what was promised to Abraham, right? Greater Israel. Okay, great. Obviously, like it says in Genesis 15 and 13. Real quick while I'm frozen, can you grab that Genesis 15 and 13? All right, if you can hear me, grab that Genesis 13. I'm frozen.
I'll bring that up real quick. It's the book of Genesis chapter. Still want me to read it, or you gonna grab it?
You can read it.
It's the book of Genesis 15 and 13, and he said unto him, Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Uh-huh.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with a great substance.
So that's talking about Egypt, right? That's literally talking about Egypt. Keep reading.
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
Right.
And it came to pass that when the sun went down, and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace, and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. And that same day Yahweh made a covenant with Abraham, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
Okay, now what is that talking about? Right, so it's talking about this Greater Israel, right? Now reading it says that river Euphrates River starts slacking out from that great river, right? Euphrates, which is up here, primarily up here, right? And what did it say at the end of that?
You got it on the screen?
Oh, I'm not sharing it. Salaki, I'm not
Yeah.
sharing it. Oh, what am I sharing? Okay, that's what I'm sharing. Okay, I got it. Okay, yeah, that's just what I'm gonna show. Salakia. It said, read that one more time. Genesis 15 to 18.
Genesis 15 and verse 18. In that same day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the great river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
Right. So the great river of Egypt is here, the Nile River. That's their thing. From here all the way to Euphrates, man. Okay. Euphrates is here. Nile is here. Okay. So this whole area is what we will say is greater Israel. This is where the kingdom of heaven, right? Is going to be. It's not going to be. I can't zoom in no more. Right. It's not going to be a little trinket. You're wearing your damn shirt. Talking about Palestine on it, man. Where is it at? Let's just look up Israel on the map. You might see Amalek. Hey, you might see Amalekite. But hey, man, this is not the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna be sitting. We're just gonna be in here. All the damn Jerusalem, West Bank, and Jordan. That's all taken. No, man. Gonna happen from the Nile to Euphrates, man. This ain't even nothing. I mean, this is less than what we had before, man. The Most High gave Esau the land before dispensation of time, man. He don't got nothing. He barely got it. He got the coast, and that's barely it. Okay, so that's greater. Right? David. Right? We're gonna have greater Israel, man. Which is this? Right here. Which is this over here, man. We're gonna have all the damn Ishmaelites land. We have the Arabian desert. We're gonna have and even when you look at Turkey's beautiful as well, man. We're gonna have Turkey too. We're gonna have Turkey. They have Syria, Iraq, Kuwait, Jordan. They have Abu Dhabi, Dubai. We'll have all that, man. Egypt. All that is going to be our land, man. This is our headquarters. Okay. Now let's move on. All right, let's move on. So that's the location. I wanted to get that. We obviously know, Revelation 13 and 9, where the nations went to slavery and build up the kingdom. Revelation Isaiah 14 and 1, right? But I want to get this too. How we gonna run it, man? We're not gonna run it. We're gonna have Edomites damn eating pork, man. Oh, we're gonna have a order where the nations are gonna listen and obey to how we explain and break down things for them. Where they're gonna listen to our commandments, man. You gotta serve the Most High through us. Right? This is Zechariah 14. And start at let's start at Zechariah 14:14. And Judah shall also fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered her, gold and silver, and apparel in great abundance. Right? And so shall the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents as displayed. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King Yahweh, Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if it's no rain, it's going to be famine. And if it's no famine, that's a divine. And if it's a famine, that's a divine judgment. What's a divine judgment? It equals death. Okay, so it's going to be death for the nations, right? So if you don't come up to keep tabernacles, you're going to get jammed up. Now, I want to get a precept too, real quick, showing that it's not going to be no death in the kingdom. Revelations 21:4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. Now, hold on. What is that saying? Well, hold on. How the Edomites going to die? How the Edomites going to get put away? Well, it's talking about for the Israelites. No more death for the Israelites. Neither sorrow nor crying. And we know this got to be for the Israelites. I mean, that's the whole purpose. We got all the damn sorrow and crying now that we're going to get a return of having none of that. neither shall there be any more pain. It's going to be no pain. I mean, women are going to have new bodies. I mean, you're going to have babies, man. You know, baby going to come right out, man. You're not sitting in the damn ER in a chair for damn 80 hours, man. 80-hour labors. You're you're falling out, man. You can't drink the water. The baby taking all day to come through the canal. You're going to have a easy, a less painful birth, man. Right? The former things are passed away, man. All these things are passed away. Damn, we going to the damn hospital with the doctor getting shots, vaccinations, man. Being hated of all nations and all people, etc., etc. Right? So with that being said, there's not going to be more death in the kingdom for our people, man, at all. Right? I want to grab another one too. Right? That's like, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Right? I'm gonna just close out with this, man. You know, we can go on and on. I want second edges. I want second edges, and I'm gonna just close out. This second edges, chapter 2. Let's go down 42. I ever saw upon Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number. What is that number? Innumerable multitude. That's the innumerable multitude in Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. Yeah, I said it. Right. And they all praise the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man. Right. Yahushua isn't going to look 60. He's not going to look 80. Hey, man, the wilderness Yahushua is going to be a young man. He's going to look like a young man of an high stature. He's going to be extremely tall, taller than all the rest, taller than everybody else. And upon every one of their heads, he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. He's going to get more exalted than everybody else in the wilderness. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said to me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing. What does that mean? Right? These are they that enter to the chariots, man. Because you have to put off the mortal clothing to get the chariot. And put on the immortal and have confessed the name of God. Now they are crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them the palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. You got to confess Yahushua. All right. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. So you don't have to stand stiffly for the Most High. The Lord said, Acts 14:22, you get the kingdom by great affliction, great tribulation. Hey, but once you get it, man, hey, this is better than anything you could have did in Babylon. What you gonna do? Okay, let's Jake is naturally polygamous. Okay, what you gonna get another wife? What you gonna get she's not a virgin, man. She done dealt with 50 men. She's defiled. She have sold herself for some money, man, for some food. Man, what you gonna get? A Maserati? It's gonna break in 10 years. What's gonna do? Get an aircraft? That's gonna break in 20 years, man. Gotta pay for the fuel, the maintenance. And what you gonna do? Get a hangar? Get an island? Gotta pay taxes on that island, man. You don't own that island. And they can pull up on your night island and say, "What the hell is going on around here?" Right? I mean, what you gonna do? Gonna move to the Amazon, get bit by damn serpents and spiders and bugs and ants, man? What you gonna do? Go to Europe and live in castles and get taxed out the ass, man? Worse than Babylon? I mean, what you gonna do, man? Go to Indonesia, India, man, and worship Sheba? What you gonna go to China and then they're gonna make you all these wicked, weird food and these random plates is microwaved and hella 6G, 5G, 7G technology and market a beast? Madness, man, chips and damn spirits, man. What are you gonna do? Get a BBL? I mean, what is there to do? Buy you some Amiri, some Marnie? Get a bigger house, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? I bet you gotta abandon all that to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. What you gonna do? Cuddle in your bunker, man? Be on TV with your makeup on and your damn eyelashes and your lip gloss? Become a sodomite for the money? What you gonna do? You gonna have to eventually either worship Satan or stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy God hast thou seen. And so go tell. We're commanded to go tell our people the prophecies, go into the understanding, 2 Corinthians 15:1, go into the prophecies about the kingdom, right? Teach the testimony of Yahushua, Revelation 19:10, which is prophecy, and go into the kingdom, man. All right. So that's all I had, man. Hey, we went into the kingdom, we broke it down, we showed the location, we showed what we're going to get, we showed the spirit, we showed visuals of what it's going to look like. We obviously know all the nations are going to be enslaved. Isaiah 14:1, Revelation 13:9, Jeremiah 30:15. And the list goes on and on. Okay. So with that being said, hey, that's the breakdown, man. And I know a brother, he got his end of precepts.
Let me go to 2 Peter chapter 3 and start at verse 9. It's on just a couple verses. Just going to end it off with that. Right? It's the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us word, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So everything that brothers kind of just went over, there's more that we could have, put on even what we had spoke of, more precepts, more accounts. But nevertheless, the Most High is not slack concerning any of that, right? But is long suffering. So that means that what he wants all those that are supposed to come into this thing, this understanding, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, this truth, to endure, reach, that certain time that he has measured. And then guess what? When it's time to come to pass, the Most High is going to set up everything the way it's supposed to be, right? About to say, go back real quick. Verse 10. But it says, the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. So even though he's not slack and is long suffering, and he's patient even to us, and that's a mighty power, bro. Because even at the end of the day, the Most High, he tells us to be patient, be long suffering towards each other, but he's even patient and long suffering towards us as well, for us to repent, to get right. What God that's all knowing, all powerful, etc., is waiting for his creature and his creation, to get right. He doesn't have to do that. That even shows that the Most High is humble, right? But it says the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. The earth also and the works thereof shall be burnt up, because when Yahweh shall return, it's going to be a lot of death, it's going to be a lot of blood, it's going to be a lot of destruction, right? But verse 11, it says, seeing that all these things that shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? It says holy conversation and godliness. So this should be your conversation, holy conversation, the kingdom of heaven, how to endure, how to overcome, how to be strengthened through the spirit, how to overcome certain spirits and demons and vices to obtain these things, right? Yahweh said, set up your treasures in heaven. He also said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of these things shall be added unto you, right? Because there's many things that we want, whether in this life, not that we necessarily covet them, but just to live comfortably. But nevertheless, the Most High said, hey, your focus shall be on heaven first, right? And then the Lord's going to set everything up, right? Verse 12, it says, looking and hasting, meaning we're waiting for this, right? It's like we're waiting for it, we're looking for it, it's like a climax that's going to happen, right? Hasting unto the day that's like unto the coming of the day of the Most High, when the heavens shall be dissolved and the elements will fervent heat, right? And obviously, when it's talking about the heavens, it's not literally talking about, the heaven and earth, the whole earth's going to be destroyed, right? That's talking about the powers, the rulers, the governors, right? Because, it tells us in Jeremiah 31 and 35 that, the ordinances that the Most High has set up, greatly paraphrasing, if God forbid any of them were to cease, the nation of Israel would be no more. So clearly we know that's not just talking about, the actual sun, moon, stars, the earth, and everything. So, if you're a Christian and you're watching this, go back to the drawing board, all right? Go back to class. It says, verse 13, nevertheless, according to the promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, meaning a new rulership, a new authority, right? A new governing body amongst the earth, which is the Israelites, right? Like we brought out earlier, Second Ezra 6 and 9. Jacob is going to be that. You know, you got Yahweh Shai, and then you got the Israelites, the 12 apostles, and the different hierarchy of men that's going to be ruling, right, in this new heaven and new earth. Right, with verse 14, it's the last one. It says, "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent." Man, it didn't say be slothful, be slack, be idle. It says be diligent. You got to be occupied, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless, because that's going to be required of you in that day, right? That no man take your crown, and that you may be given that crown in the times to come. But with that, I yield.
Yeah, yeah. So again, salute to the mighty brothers who put in work for these visuals, man. Jake need the visuals. We need to see this, man. We need to see a visual of what could be, man. You know what I'm saying? So shalom, to Israel. Shabbat, right? Shabbath, shalom to all Israel keeping the Sabbath day, right? And Lord willing, this video was edifying. It gave the understanding to Israel. I brought say All right. So shalom, Israel. Shalom to the saints, man. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to camp. Let's do this work. Let's stay on fire. Let's build our households. Let's be perfect. Let's be pure. And let's get this, man. Let's stop, let's not just look at it. Let's do something, man. Let's do something and what's needed to get to this level. All right. And with that, I'm going to give a heart to Shalom. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.